So, what does AI have in common with a parrot? First, let's look at both their abilities to imitate and learn patterns. Parrots mimic what they hear and associate words and sounds with particular contexts and outcomes. And with extensive and specific training, parrots can learn to use words and phrases appropriately in context without actually understanding the true meaning. AI, specifically LLMs like ChatGPT, work by predicting the next most likely word in a sequence based on patterns in the training data. And this allows them to generate sentences that sound meaningful and even convincing, but the process is closer to statistical mimicry than true comprehension. And that's where the parrot analogy fits. A parrot can repeat human speech in the right tone or context without knowing what the words actually mean. And similarly, AI models produce persuasive responses, but what they're doing is essentially probabilistic pattern matching rather than truly understanding human language or context. Second, let's look at reinforcement learning. Parrots don't just imitate sounds randomly. When a parrot says something and gets attention or a treat, its behavior is reinforced, and the parrot is more likely to repeat that sound or phrase in the future. So in short, the parrot is learning which sounds or words are rewarding, which then over time creates preferred vocabularies and behavior. And as for AI, let's stick with the large language models here. Reinforcement learning is what makes them useful. In reinforcement learning from human feedback, humans rate AI responses. And the system is then fine-tuned to prefer answers people judge as helpful, safe, or relevant. So just like parrots, the AI doesn't really understand why a response is good. It's learning that certain patterns are more likely to be rewarded, so it optimizes towards those. And lastly, there's also occasional nonsense involved. Because parrots aren't guided by grammar or meaning, they sometimes mix up phrases or words that don't really make any sense. And the same goes for large language models, but on a much larger scale. They sometimes hallucinate and make up facts or events that never even happened. And this happens because AI isn't grounded in meaning, just like the parrot's imitations aren't. So LLMs predict word sequences that fit the statistical pattern of its training data, regardless of the truth. However, when parrots mix up words, we usually notice right away. With LLMs, it's a little bit different. The nonsense often seems correct on the surface. They produce structured sentences in a professional tone and sometimes even make up fake references, which makes it even more important to never blindly trust LLM outputs. That's it for today. I hope you liked the video and stay tuned for more.